Watch this. A linked record field just picked the right value by itself using AI. This is Airtable's deep matching feature. In this video, I'll show you what deep match actually is, how to enable it in AI labs, and then we'll build this exact expense to category setup step by step. Welcome back. I'm Zach from InnerDev Solutions. We help businesses streamline their processes using custom no-code tools so you can focus on what matters most. To learn more, you can visit our website, innerdevsolutions.com, or use the link in the description below. Previously, you'd have to use automations to automatically link fields or manually select them, which is still fine for a lot of use cases, but Deep Match brings a way to improve your workflows. So what Deep Match actually is, it's a linked record field with built-in AI reasoning. It reads context across text fields and then chooses the most relevant record. If you don't have an Airtable account already, you can create one for free using the link in the description below. Once you have created your account, go ahead, start a new base, and then from within here, and even from outside within just your workspace view, you can go into workspace settings. I'll show you how to do it from within the base itself. Down here, there's your little profile icon on the bottom left. You can select it, and then you're going to navigate to the account. Come in here, we'll select account, and then on the left side, it displays all of your different workspaces. Select the workspace that you want to enable these AI features for. And then down at the bottom, we've got the workspace AI permissions. Enable the get early access to the new AI features or this AI labs. Once you have that enabled back in your base, you may have to refresh your page and wait a minute or two. Then you should have this deep match feature. And the way that you can see if that is enabled is there's this plus icon here to add a new field. Click plus, and then at the top under field agents, there's this deep match. You can go ahead and add it from here, or we can convert a linked record field to a deep match field type or field agent. We have an expense table and we have a categories table. We're going to keep things really simple. This could be automatically uploaded via some sort of automation, or you could upload CSVs, whatever your process is here for categorizing your different expenses. Now, there's a lot of different use cases for this deep matching feature. This is just one really good one that we can incorporate quite quickly. I've got a list of all my different expenses. Previously, I'd have to come in here, look at, okay, laptop purchase, category, scroll down and find the corresponding category, or I would have to create some sort of automation with a bunch of logic that from time to time would also break, because quite often within the automations, if we were creating some sort of logic like watch out for laptop purchase, if you see that, add in the category. If there was a spelling mistake or something was just a little bit off, it might not work properly. What we can use now is this deep matching feature. In really high level, the things that are going to be important is we are going to enable it from the expenses table. What's really going to be important is the description, maybe the notes as well, but the description is going to be the most important piece. And then on the category side, the category name and description are both important. What we can do here, as I mentioned, you can go in, add a new deep match. I'm just going to go click on this category field. Down at the bottom, it says automate this field with an agent. We can click convert. And now this is a deep matching linked record field type. So what we have is our standard site settings, allow linking to multiple records. We only want one category per expense record. We can show a display name instead of primary field. We're not going to worry about that for this use case. And then there's a few other settings as well. One that we can use there also, to back it up just a step here, there's an enable internet search. In this specific use case, this is not going to be relevant, so we're not going to worry about that. And then we can run this automatically each time there's a new record. Now, for this tutorial, I'm not going to enable it, but that probably would be a feature to turn on. Now, the default model is 4.1 mini. I'm going to leave it as is. We'll see how good of a job it does. If we click this drop down, we can see there's a bunch of other models that we have available as well. We'll leave it as is. And then the last thing here is the custom instruction. At the very least, you do have to target one field. Now, that could be anything that you want it to be. And right here off the top, if we kept it really simple, it's going to say match using, and we'd insert the field. In this case, we would probably say match using the description, and then it will look into the categories table and try to find the correct match. Only uses text field types, which is fine. And in this case, I do have my own prompt built. So I'm just going to paste it in, and then we will add in the actual fields itself. Right here, I have saying match the expense category using description from the expenses table and category name and description from the categories table. Let's actually change this to categories. And then now we can tag the actual fields. I'm going to delete the description here. I'm going to insert a field, and then this table expenses description, match the expense category using description from the expenses table and category name. And then same with this description, insert field, match table, description. Now I can hit save. We'll confirm the change, and then we can give this a test run. Let's click a couple of these and see what happens. It does take a few seconds, 10 to 30 seconds, depending on how much data is in your base. It does slow down a little bit, but it does do a pretty good job. If you have it running automatically, then the amount of time it takes might not be that big of a deal. So let's go through these. Laptop purchase, equipment and hardware, makes sense. Business liability insurance, that was pretty easy for it. Google Ads campaign, marketing and advertising, and monthly CRM subscription, software and subscriptions. That also did a really good job. Let's just click a couple more of these run agents and see what happens. It looks like they all were matched accurately and correctly. You can imagine that if you had this enabled to run automatically and you were automatically bringing in expenses using some sort of automation or uploading via CSV, you could run all of these at the same time, and then it would match these categories. Now, like I said, there's a lot of different use cases for this field agent, but this is just one of them that seems to work really well. Another example or great use case is for recruitment and matching candidates to job openings. Let's say you had your list of job openings within a table, and then candidates, whether you import the information from wherever you got it, or if they're submitting their information, what you could do is look at the candidate extract or look at their actual information that they've provided to then compare it to see how it relates to your other available job postings. Even if a candidate applied for a different job, we could use this field to go look at the other jobs that you have open or that you're hiring for to see if they're a better fit for something else. Another great use case is for support tickets and matching those support tickets to whether they're categories or whether they're teams or specific people that look after that type of support ticket. That's another great use case. And CRM data cleanup, whether it's people submitting forms and then you're matching them to companies that you already have in your system or matching companies and contacts. There's a lot of use cases across CRMs that can be useful there. I'm going to show you that really quickly here. We're just going to create two new tables, call one company. We'll save that. And the other one will be contacts. And again, this could be lead submissions or really anything else, but let's keep this quite simple here. So we'll delete those, call this contact name, and then this will just be company name, save, and we're not going to worry about all of the other different field types. Acme Corporation. Now that we have a company table and a contacts table, this could come in via a form submission or any other way that you get the data into the system. This person should put Apple like this. And in the company side, we have Apple Inc. They just added Apple here. What we can now do is add in this deep match field. We're going to look at the company table, use this default model, and then we will match using, and we're just going to use the company name in this case from this table. And that's all I'm going to add to it. We'll create the field and we can see that it's actually going to automatically find this for us. And you can see it did add the correct company, even though it wasn't spelled exactly the same. Same thing with Jane McDonald here. Let's say we use Nike. This could just be Nike Inc. And then we will run this agent and we'll see how good of a job it does. And in this case, it linked to the Nike record. That's another use case, using it across your CRM to clean up and link data. It also can take a long time to do the record matching across large data sets. but overall it has been getting better since they initially released this back in October or November within their AI labs. This may look like a small feature, but it actually provides huge improvements and time-saving capabilities across your workflows. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you hit that subscribe button for more tutorials in the future.